All right, what up, YouTube? So basically, I wanted to talk about, Gears of War E-Day because I'm very excited to, hop back into Gears. But I really wanted to talk about what it's going to take for it to succeed because we went two mainline games back to back, basically, where it completely flopped with 4 and 5. They had tactics, which some people enjoyed. I actually never got around to playing it, so can't really speak too much about it. I guess first things first is, understanding the player base behind Gears is going to be like very critical to how they, perform with this game, And I think a lot of people don't want to see any of that woke crap, bro, because it's already looking a little sus, with the burly man lady, whatever her name is. I don't know, part of this new squad, that's formed at the very beginning of the game. It's looking a little sus, bro. I don't know. I don't trust it 100%. And then we've already seen the coalition in the past with their skins and all the other 2020 woke liberal slop that they just produce and slap on a Asher and expect you to just take it, bro. Like, no, we don't want to see that. That's like the first big thing that nobody wants to see, because at the second they see that, they're not going to want to buy the game. Like, that's one of the biggest things that is going to be a turnoff for people, regular normal human beings, and the player base. Most people are not wanting to see that kind of thing in a Gears of War game, bro. Okay, so that's the first thing, you know what I mean? And the second would be the campaign, because clearly this is the prequel, right? And it's going to be a young Marcus and Dom and all that, and it has to be a linear campaign. It cannot be an open world, because we've already seen this, like I said, with 5, where it just doesn't make sense, bro, in a Gears of War game. Like, not everything has to be open world. I know that's like a 2020s thing where everything has to be freaking open world, bro, but just cut that out. Like, it's not how people want to play a Gears of War game, bro. Unfortunately, it's looking like it might end up being open world, judging by how the trailers have been, and then how they've talked about the city being one area, and they've really fleshed out one city. Like, we get it, bro. You're telling us signs that it's gonna be an open world kind of thing. And we don't want that, bro. Like, nobody wants that. I think they're too far in, and they're gonna end up doing this stuff, this open world slop. But we really just want a linear story, dog. Just do that right, and nobody will complain. Like, it's that simple. Just give us a nice little boss, linear story, and that's where you have to start up with the foundation of that linear story. Good boss, a ferocious boss, like somebody that is a villain, like Rom. You know what I mean? Like somebody that has that aura to them. And our third thing would be multiplayer progression. I mean, they went full on Fortnite with 5, bro, and it's horrible. Like, nobody likes the way the menu looks, the way that we got a shop with like 40 million different skins. It just looks horrible. What we want is like Gears of War 3, where you earn you get these medals and you earn your skins. Like, that's the best way. That kind of gets into my next point, but having these skins that are flashy but not too much. We ain't asking for rainbows on the gun, bro. Just give us a nice solid lambent skin, or like a solid glowing Xbox skin, something like that, something simple, but we can relate to it, and it looks flashy, it looks drippy. But we want to earn it. We don't want to just be given or bought. Like, nobody wants that no more, man. We're past the Fortnite, Overwatch loot box slop and trash that they've just been giving us. Let us earn the skins, man. People are more likely to continue playing your game if they have a goal to look forward to. If I can just buy the skin, if I can just buy a Benjamin Carmine skin, I'm less likely to come back to the game if there's nothing for me to earn. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not just here to rank up my levels. My levels is kind of a secondary thing. I'm here to look drippy and body some folks with an Asher. Like, it's that simple, bro. Just give us that option, or actually make it the only option. And then, I mean, if you want some skins to be purchasable, I get it, because they want to make their money, and I get it, but you got to do it in the right way, and it can't be too many skins. It has to be a certain select few, and I don't know how you'd pick and choose which ones, but them boys getting paid too much money for them not to figure that out. Just they need to be selective with the skins that are gonna cost you money. I don't mind it if they're gonna do like the esports ones. That one kind of makes sense, where they throw in some esports stuff, but don't fall too far into the esport thing. Just kind of keep it reserved, but make it look a little different so we can purchase it. And it's an esport one. It doesn't make sense for me to earn that one. But if it's like a base skin or it's a slightly different skin, than the base. Let us earn that, bro, with some medals, like some MVPs. You need a certain amount of MVPs. You need a certain amount of medals in Horde or something like that. Something simple. The way that everybody loves progressing in a game is very simple, man. I don't know, these companies just overthink everything. You know, I don't know. I'm sure it's the corporations and stuff that push this, but it's not the wave. Nobody's gonna wanna, you're not gonna sustain a player base like that. And then my last point would be Horde mode, which to be honest, it actually looks solid. It's one of the only things that looks very solid. Like, well, besides the gameplay in general looks very good. Now the campaign and multiplayer worries me a bit. Now Horde mode also looks pretty solid. You know, they got the 3v3v3. I'm not really sure exactly how it's gonna work, and there's some sort of system where we're fighting bosses every like week. There's like a challenge or something. You're fighting bosses with other players. I'm not sure how that all works. Doesn't really feel like Gears of War though. You know what I mean? Like I'm never playing Gears to try to fight like a boss, like a Horde mode boss. It doesn't make sense like with 8 other people. That just isn't really the way that Gears is played. Like the flow doesn't make sense. But everything else seems solid. And you know, one thing that I love about some of the other Gears is that you're able to play as the Locust and kind of fight against the other players, and they're as COG. You know, I think I like those elements a lot, and if they can kind of implement that into the Horde mode or however they're doing it, then I think that'll succeed. I don't think Horde mode's gonna be, or actually I think Horde mode is gonna be one of the highlights for this game, because I think they're putting a lot of chips into it. And if they do that right, there's a player base for that. There's gonna be people that come back and play that if they have a rewarding system, like I said, that can provide satisfactory gifts, right, that you get back, and you can customize your character or whatever, or just those medals, man. Something about medals just makes it satisfying. I don't really know what it is. I just feel like games have gone away from the medals thing, and like achievements, like they're there, but they're like so just kind of nonchalantly placed, and they're not really a focal point of the game anymore. And I think a lot of us just miss that, you know, because not everything was monetized back then. But I'm really excited to play it. I've even been playing Gears 5 again, you know, just to kind of get my my rust off. And I hope that this is a good path forward for them to, and that they're not trying to keep going with this Kate and JD crap. That was trash, bro. I'm glad they're just going back to Marcus and Dom, and then if they can do that, I mean, they've got what, 15 years in between this game and Gears 1. So if they can somehow figure out a story or a way to kind of make like a different take on the universe or something like that, I think they can succeed in the future. But yeah, man, overall, if they follow these steps, I think there's a clear line path forward that they can sustain this game and sell a lot of units, hopefully. And I am a fan that they are going back to the Xbox exclusive. I think that just makes sense. It doesn't make sense to just be an egalitarian gaming society. It being on PC, I do enjoy though too. But PC and Xbox aren't really like a console war. They kind of merged as one, and it makes sense because Microsoft and all that. So I get it. Even though I'm not, I prefer like the very, very exclusive stuff. But you know, I'll take this too. It's a step in the right direction with Xbox and all that. So yeah, deuces.